danke dir für diesen Film. Es ist wohl sowohl emotional wahnsinnig ergreifend, wie auch wirklich ein unglaubliches Stück Zeitgeschichte, was du da geschrieben hast. Das ist ganz wunderbar gemacht. Aber der Film fängt nicht an damit, dass du Nahid triffst. Der Film hat eine Vorgeschichte. Erzähl, nimm uns mit zurück.
Also hallo erstmal, ich freue mich total, dass der Film jetzt hier auf dem DOK.fest läuft und dass ich zumindest in der Form kurz dabei sein kann. Genau, also die Vorgeschichte zu dem Film ist, dass ich bin Teil von dem Kollektiv AK 49 und genau, wir machen viel Aktivismus an Außengrenzen und ich bin über die letzten 8 bis 10 Jahre eben immer wieder an Außengrenzen aktiv gewesen und unterwegs. Und als die Situation in Bosnien so eskalierte, haben wir uns dann eben auch entschieden, Spendentransport dorthin zu machen. Und erstmal war ich in der Direkthilfe einfach für ein paar Wochen aktiv. Also wir waren in der Essensverteilung im Ofenbau. Und eigentlich hatte ich gar nicht geplant, in Bosnien einen Film zu drehen. Aber je länger ich dann in Kladuja war, desto mehr wurde mir dann bewusst, dass die Situation an der Grenze sich unterscheidet zu der Situation an anderen Außengrenzen. Vor allem eben von der psychologischen Konstellation, dass da auf einmal Menschen waren, in denen das was ganz anderes ausgelöst hat, wegen ihrer eigenen Bürgerkriegsvergangenheit. Und ja, dann je mehr ich die Leute im Ort auch so kennenlernte, desto mehr wuchs dann auch so das Bedürfnis, doch zu bleiben und einen Film dort zu drehen, genau.
Okay, I give this a try. So there is actually a story before the story, and the story would sound like this: that Lara is active in a collective called AK 47, and but 49, and this is what you get when you choose very special names for that. And they do humanitarian relief. They help thing. And Hannah is actually also with you. So please explain very short what they're doing. And Lara was doing this for 8 to 10 years.
In English?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But I think, Lara, you can also say it yourself in English, isn't it? Like, couldn't you?
Well, I translated.
Of course. Sorry.
No, okay. Lara, ich übersetze schnell. And she went to the border of Bosnia because there were rising tensions and even conflicts, open conflicts were there. Not a full-out war, which everybody feared would be imminent. And she was helping there, cooking and serving food and building ovens. And she spent some quite time in there. And she discovered that in this village that is so close to the border to Croatia, there were these old stories resurfacing to the people. They were thinking about how it was 30 years ago, and they're telling stories. And so Lara heard the stories, and then it was that she decided to make a film there. Lara, der Film hört ja mit dem offensten aller offenen Ende an. The film ends with the most open of endings imaginable. And this is, hey, there we have you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit strange, but I'm in bed, so.
Yeah. For people who are not insiders, this is a student award, and this is actually Lara's school here. So you're lying in bed in the lecture hall.
Exactly.
Yeah. The open ending, that begs for one question. How is Nahid now?
Nahid, she's doing very fine. She's still in Germany. Like, this was quite a long road to go because there was always this threat of her and her parents being deported, which didn't happen for several reasons. Like, the father had to hide, but in the end they didn't dare to deport Nahid and her mother and the brother without the father. And when the father came back, they didn't dare to deport him without the rest of the family. So yeah, she's still here. She's living close to Leipzig, and yeah, she's just an amazing girl, an amazing woman, and she's going her way, and she's also doing lots of activist stuff. And I mean, of course, what you can notice, and that happens a lot to young people, because meanwhile they are on the road, they take the role of the little adults. I think you can see it in the movie. Like, often they organize everything. They are the ones to speak English. And I mean, for her, it's also hard. She hasn't been to school for so long. And also in Germany, things were very different from what she expected. But she's really fighting. And I just see she's just going her way, and she will do fine. Yeah.
I am prepared because we have very little time. We have to leave the cinema actually because there's a next screening coming up. And I would make a last question for all of you, and this would be if there would be something that you remember in 10 years for sure from this experience, from being there and living there, what would it be? And how would you formulate it? That would I like to hear from all you all. And I give you some time by asking Lara another question. So a penultimate question would be, I can imagine that this film means a lot to Nahid. And in different ways, because she's also grown up, and who is this little girl there, and she will be soon a grown-up woman, and so it might be a mixed bag of feelings. But has she talked about that to you, what this film means to her?
Yes, I mean, we're still in close contact, fortunately. And I mean, as she always puts it, that it makes her very emotional, because also you forget a lot of the things. I mean, we know this maybe from, I don't know, bad relationships, that afterwards you really forget the bad things. And that's what she always said. This feels a bit to her that like things vanish in her mind. And when she sees the movie, then suddenly she remembers all these feelings. But she says she's also very proud, because she didn't feel herself so young, but when she sees it on the screen, she sees how young she looks, and that she thinks that she can be proud of herself. And she really likes the movie, and she wants to travel a lot more with it and speak about the situation.
Looking forward to that. And so would be my last question, and you have a bit of time to think about it. What would the single one moment be in whole this route, which stands by in 10 years? Editing documentaries is a tricky thing, not only that they differ highly, but everyone has been on the set except you, or have you?
Well, I mean,
Kind of.
I mean, I grew up in Serbia, so I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing because the Serbs were the ones who committed genocide on the Bosnians, but still I grew up in the region, so I kind of was there for a very long time also. But yeah, like I was just sitting in front of the monitor. I don't know. I think
But yeah, one more thing. We called you when we sat at the fire station.
Oh yes.
And then I said, yeah, no, a friend of mine, he can help us, he can translate. And then we tried to talk over.
Yeah, I talked to the fireman, yeah.
Like kind of
yeah, I forgot
naturally
that.
at the set.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I basically remember Lara and me sitting in the editing room for I don't know how long. Yeah, I don't know, just thinking about how to make this into a movie that has a beginning, middle, and end, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Because these are the three departments which are the ones who are so different when you have them on documentary or on fiction film. And so when you do sound for a documentary, you have never the possibility to rehearse. And with fiction, you always have it. Yeah, always knows what's happening because you're blocking it and rehearsing it, and there everything is this. And at the same time, you're very directly into the scene because you always have the sound of the voices so directly on the ears, much more than the others. So, but for you as a person, as a behind the scenes, what would your scene be?
Yeah, I have like two scenes. The one is when Farida was butchering the
geese.
The geese, yes, that was really intense. And the other thing was in the squats, like in the houses, the ruins where the people lived or are living. There were a lot of paintings at the wall, and it was really, like intense to watch these and to see all the stories and people who have been there. And this, I think, I will never forget.
Lily.
Same question to me?
Yeah.
I think there was that scene you also saw in the movie where the helicopter camp was evicted. And I think like all the scenery on that camp was kind of, I don't know, just horrible probably. And also like because you see the tents and the people live there for months, and then they smash all the stuff there and just destroy everything they built up, and the people get deported to some like refugee camps where they have to, like, they can't move there really, like, I don't know, this was quite
impressive.
Yeah.
I can understand that, because you see how lost Nahid is in the shot, and I think one of my favorites would be that I stumbled up because I looked at other festivals too, and I saw at Max Ophel Festival, and suddenly there popped up a Nahid, which I didn't know that she was still living in Munich. That would be my favorite, that she said, yes, she got the 6 months. And for you, Lara, what would be, well, except for sleeping in school right now here?
I think I cannot really decide for one moment. I think it's just everything I experienced in Bosnia as a whole. I mean, I've been there over a course of more than 1.5 years, and like I haven't been there all the time, but I traveled there and stayed like in total 6 months over this period. And like, I think more this feeling of deeper understanding, that the longer you stay at a place, the more time you really take to sit in the cafes, to not do a lot, just to wait people to get curious while you're still sitting there, that the more you really get to understand. And I think that's something I really take. And then also I want to really like my team. I had just an amazing team, like also Lily, Hannah, Boris, and everyone who went there with me. Like, because I don't know, without them, I think I wouldn't have done the movie. And there was so much support. And actually, like, this was my 3rd-year movie, and we didn't really have the money to shoot a feature. Like, it was 8,000 euros or something. But still everyone said, no, come on, let's do it. And we believe in the movie, and they worked so much for free, and there was so much trust, and that was so great, like to have a team or always people beside you who believe in the movie and the story. And yes, that's also a feeling I will take, and I just want to work with these kind of teams.
I think there couldn't be a better befitting word for closing this screening here, because I don't know if you see us here on stage, but the thanks for the team goes also for Lara. A round of applause. Thank you.